Hey guys, Crumbs here. Welcome to. I'm not sure what this is going to be. Most people would call it Let's Play, but I'm just going to call it Games I'm not sure Chrome wants to make a video series out of or multiple videos out of, but we'll see. Although I guess Let's Play would be somewhat better. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and let's get moving. So this is Legends of Idleon. It's a Steam game, it's a mobile game, it's free. I'm not sponsored, blah blah blah. I do like this somewhat, but I also realize the mobile games are quite hard to make content for because a lot of it is idle and they're going to be places where you've got to make gains where you can't be there all the time and it's going to be really boring to sit there. So this is probably going to be, if this does become a series, very short videos with very long periods of idle combat and gathering in between. Okay, first we're going to see here, I have 4 previous characters set up. Usually you're only going to have one because they unlock with whatever cumulative levels you have up here where it says account level. So right now it's 133, which is all of these added together and whatever else they're doing. So anyway, so the first slot you're going to get at level 8. Then the first slot you're going to get at level, start out with, the second slot you're going to get at level 8 because there's going to be an achievement and a task to actually make an alternate character in the game as part of the game achievements. So that's that. The third is unlocked at level 30. The fourth at level 60 altogether. The fifth here at level 130. This one is at 225. That's locked. Apparently, according to the Idleon wiki, there are actually 3 other slots that are unlockable unless it doesn't scroll, and they actually decided they were going to not do that. But anyway, so I'm going to start create and then we're going to get moving. So you can change this to whatever you want. I guess there are some restrictions as far as names. I'm not sure, and since I'm going to make a ranger and since I'm going to try to like make videos out of this slash something, I'm just going to name it vid if it would capitalize for me. This keyboard is a little bit odd. Okay, so the star sign, you can choose whatever you want. 1% damage, 2% movement, 3 agility, class XP gain, 3 wisdom. This is also plus 3 strength. That's okay. Class XP, 3 wisdom, fuzzy dice, plus 3 talent points and 3 luck. That's the one I'm going to choose because I was advised online there was a guide written by a player, a Google Doc guide written by a player that advised you to do that because this is 3 talent points out of the gate and it's the best star sign. Gender doesn't actually matter because I'll even just put female just because these characters are all stick figures. They all look exactly the same no matter what. So the starting hat, you can pick whatever you want. I think I picked everything up to this point except the beret and maybe the baseball cap. I remember the propeller and the traffic cone, which I sold, fortunately or unfortunately, and alright. Oh, I forgot, we don't actually have to go through the tutorial mission. Usually there's a tutorial, so if you want to pause if you're playing along, and you don't have to play along with this, you would have to come back and they'd have a really hilarious tutorial you go through about combat and things like that. So, alright, this is Scripticus. We're going to talk to him. And I'm probably just going to end this video where at the point where I have to AFK something or grind out something. He's a piece of paper and he's a bit of a, I don't know. This is Blunder Hills, the Blunder Hills region. Alright, we gotta defeat 5 green spores. They call them green spores, but they're cute little mushroom caps right here. So we just defeat them. See how they're injuring me? That'll be useful later. Because these things will really be injuring me a heck of a lot. Because I have no defense. And my life points are going down. You can also put it on auto, and he'll automatically punch if needed. Okay, so we've defeated 5 of them. Also, we leveled up. Also, something I want to talk about here too is the defense level. You'll have strength, agility, wisdom are different proportions, usually based on what type of class you make, but we can't pick a class yet. They get you skilling first and then you pick a class. And defense is going to determine whether or not you're going to take automatic damage when other enemy characters bump into you. So right now, I'm going to not talk to Scripticus. When I'm bumping into this little guy, he's hitting me for 1 damage every time. And if I were to stand over here, like see, I get a brief invincibility and then I get hit for 1 again. So that's going to be happening every time until my defense level gets high enough to where it doesn't happen anymore. And this little skull means we've got to take out 44 of these before we get to move on to the next area. Alright. And this greenish bubble, we talk to Scripticus again. And now we're going to buy some tape and make some gloves. So we go over here to the shop. Man, I'm slow. Alright, he gave us the thread, which is part of what we need. We got to go here. We got to get 5 tape. And then we drag it up here to buy it. Then go over here. And we craft these gloves here. Boom. And there's that task done. We can equip them as well, because that'll have our damage go up a little bit. Because if we look here, it's a speed, weapon power, strength, luck, and reach. It's alright. So also, something you want to do for later is you go to the produce tab here. You can only make thread right now, but this will also help with your smithing XP. See down here, it says smithing level 1. But if we go quit out of the interface, this is beginner level 2. It kind of switches up based on whatever skill you're training, even though the interface is the same, but the little icon changes. Alright, so we talk to Scripticus again. Oh, okay, he gave me a helmet. A grass platformer, low, reach map 2. Yeah, so let's see. Strength, agility, and upgrade slots. Okay, this is just agility. So yeah, this is okay. You can... my bank is a lot bigger. Your bank usually is only about to here, because what happens is as you make multiple characters, you'll get more and more materials, and so on, and you get different chests that you can buy to do stuff. So I might be able, if my patience holds out here, to be able to get 42 of these down. I don't think it would take too much time, unless I have to run back, because right now, I mean, in this part of the game, these little guys also drop nomwiches, which are like little sandwiches with an olive and a toothpick. It's really cute. Anyway, that's what I would normally use for HP, but since we're so close to the starting area in town, whenever you're in town, you heal up to 100% automatically whenever you reach town. So if you can reach town, it's kind of a risk. If you can reach town, you can actually get moving to be healed without having to use food. But I mean, you'll be getting lots of food. So it's not really that big of a deal. We're already down to 25. Yeah, I think there's one thing up here where there's some kind of mining setup. I'll have to probably end it there because mining is a bit of a thing. That's going to take a long time. I just don't want to sit there mining copper and whatever else. We'll get there eventually. That's why I think these videos are just going to be really short ones. Marked with... short videos marked with long pauses as I'm AFKing stuff. And another level. I'll check out the other parts of this in a bit. But it's not really, it's a little bit of a weird thing, because until you get a class, you just gotta kind of, unless you want to respec, I'll show you how to do that. Unless you want to respec with potion, there's really not a lot you can do until you pick a class that's going to be of use to you. Unless you want to do it like purely skill based, but even if you do want to do purely skill based, even some skillers have to do fighting stuff. Because like right now, if I intend for this ranger to start out being a skiller, he has to do fighting. Because fighting increases XP better than other stuff does. So like if I get a level in mining, that will increase my level, and I'll get XP for that. But with it's either talent. I think it's more talent points. I got that wrong. It's more talent points for combat than it is for skilling. All right, so this is open up to green. We can actually go over here now, and it's going to warn us with this big yellow triangle that we are massively underleveled for this area. And we got 9, whoops, and we got like a 9% chance to live. So if we can make it to town, we can make it to town. Also, the death mechanic here is a little bit different, where you don't actually die. You don't lose anything when you die. You got a chance to respawn, which is basically in town, which is basically a free town teleport. Or you can just respawn instantly, but that's usually, don't do that for that. I think you only get one of those per day. Anyway, we found it. We tell Scripticus we found it. Star talents. You just got to spend 5 talent points on whatever we want. So, also I'm going to be using the build suggestions from Games Finder. Let me see. Let me find it. So we can start with that. But if you need to respec, you can do so. Yeah, gamesLikeFinder.com. I'm going to start out with Fist of Rage for accuracy. When you spec into Archer, you'll need accuracy, and this power is how you get it. So this is kind of the setup we're going to use. So we'll get up to, say, I don't know, 10. It's also going to help with melee, too. Because we're going to eventually have to get this up when we challenge Amarok way down the line. He's the boss in this particular world. We probably need to get this up to between 40 or 50 to actually be accurate enough to hit him with stuff. Alright, Glumly certification. This is probably actually where we're going to have to end the video. Because to get Glumly certification, we got to talk to him. Which we'll do. Multi-ores. Yeah, mining 5 copper ore isn't bad. But to get to level 10, we've got to mine. To get through this door, we got to go through level 10. Also, he gave me a backpack, which increases my inventory by a space. Yeah. You get kind of pretty good rewards in this game. Okay, there's another ore, so we got 3, 2 more. And should be 1 more, and that bubble will turn green, and we can talk to him some more. Okay, tap menu. You can see AFK info. It'll tell you how many ores per hour you get, your chance of survivability, how much XP, the AFK gains rate, and so on. Yeah, I haven't unlocked prayers. I haven't really made it to World 2, so I'm kind of still learning some stuff. Okay, so for next, this is the quest finder. It just says making a copper bar. Whoops. And then he wants me to put the copper in here. And also, this is this forge is shared with all your characters as well. So that's why I have iron in here. And why, if you go to this upgrade menu, this is like, I spent a bunch of money on this already to get more slots, more capacity, and more speed, which you can just spend the money you would normally get. It's like whatever you want to do depending on how often you check it. If you want a lot of speed or capacity, if you don't check it a lot, or if you want more slots to smelt the ore in, it just depends if you can keep up with it. And that's personal. You'll eventually figure it out based on your play style and how often you can check it. Alright, once you do that, we get that done. Upgrade the forge 3 times. You would have gone over here to go do that, to this arrow, and then just spend a little bit of money. It doesn't cost that much to begin with, but it goes up rather precipitously as you're spending more and more and more. So keep that in mind. Then we can just talk to him. We get another level. He jokes about people skipping the dialogue. He's joking about having 6 frames. Okay, now we have to return at mining level 11. That is what we'd have to, the part we'd have to AFK. But we got Glumly certification, and we also got the miniature mining pouch. So we can carry 25 of capacity stuff. So we go to storage info and carry cap. So right, with this we can carry 25 ore at a time. For like monster materials, they call it materials, but it's really not. It's more like monster drops. So monster drops we can only carry 10 at a time. Same with food and chopping, and you'll get these pouches, so on and so forth, with various other from quests. Some of them, a lot of them have to be crafted, but some of them you'll get from quests. So we can put, say, this here, and then we can put the oil here. That just makes the bars faster. And since we got Glumly certification, we can talk to Scripticus again. And I'm probably going to have to equip these sandwiches. Also, if you do play on Steam, you can get gems, which is what these are, to spend on upgrades with, it's not Grassland Scary. I forget how you do the upgrades, but anyway. He always fails at his test because he's just paper. He's just a paper with a set of eyes. That's it. Okay, craft the farmer brim and the orange tea. Now normally what you would want to do, we should equip that. Go over here to tools and equip this. And for this food, yeah, it's only 10 at a time because we just have a tiny food pouch. Okay, so the farmer brim and the orange tea. Here's the farmer brim. We would need spore cap, which we would get from the mushroom guys, and copper ore, which we already have some of. And oak logs. Oh, I'm going to show you where to get oak logs really quick. To get oak logs, you're going to go up to this fella in the green with the stump, with the axe in the stump, and talk to him really quick. This is a chopping. Strangely enough, mages are the ones that are actually more proficient at this, the game says. And we've got to get 10 oak logs. We can do that. And if you play this game, we can chop. You can just click anywhere. Depending on how many points you get, it may give you some logs and some grass leaf and so on and so forth, which is somewhat helpful to try to while away the boredom if you're playing this actively instead of AFKing everything. Although AFKing is fine, of course, because that's somewhat the premise of the game. Yeah, see? So after that does its thing, I've already gotten 6 oak logs out of the 10 I needed in just mere seconds. So it does help somewhat to play the mini games. If you need, we leveled up. So that was just for that chopping XP. And we need just 1 more log. It also helps you level up. When you start out, you don't have very much on the level. And the issue with this is too, sometimes you have to be with the chopping thing, you have to be very careful. Because sometimes what happens is you get too many logs if you AFK too long, and you won't be able to talk to him because he won't be able to reward you and so on and so forth. Which is a bit interesting. Yeah, 100 oak logs, yeah. So, alright, so what we're going to do, I'm going to go craft the farmer brim and the orange tea. Then we're going to go back to try to get the 100 logs. And then that'll be the end of this one, I think. This first episode or video or whatever we're going to call this. So we need to craft the farmer brim. We need spores and ore, then spores and logs. Okay, so we can just get a bunch of spores here. And some ore. And some logs. Whichever. And you also want to use all the pouches they give you. Just long press on them, and that'll use them. So now we have 25 per stack that we can do, and that'll actually merge like that. Alright, so the orange tea, and we need, and the farm brim. Alright. Yeah, see, when you could have gotten someone else to do it for you, yeah. I think that's the quest that talks about making an alt. So that'll be another quest for you to do when you do that. Now, I don't think we'll be able to retrieve the golden gem right now because, oh boy, it's a bit of a tough time, I must admit. Also, you'll want to use these bags again. Yeah, it says already owned, but that's okay. So 111 and 2 defense. This is technically better than that. And you want to equip the thing. There's a really cute drop that the little spore guys have. It's a little shirt with their face on it. You want to also equip that if you get it. It's decent. It's decent for its level. Alright, so I'm going to get this cool farmer hat on, whatever else. I'm going to sell the headband because I wasn't too tickled about that to get the silver. And also they do 100, 100, 100, so it would be 100 coppers to a silver, 100 silvers to a gold, and 100 gold to, I think maybe it's plat. I'm not sure what it is. So can't really retrieve the golden gem yet because we're going to have to go past the frogs to do that. And to do that, I need defense. So I'm going to get to chopping these logs. Oh yeah, see? They're not injuring me anymore because with that hat, my defense is now level 5. And apparently level 5 defense is quite enough to not be automatically hurt by the cute little mushroom fellas. Alright. I appreciate you guys hanging out. That'll be the end of this video, or whatever we're going to call this. Keep on going with your gaming journey and your life journey too. We'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.